Though basically a medical practitioner with a long and successful practice, Dr. Indumati Parikh, who is 78 years old, is a multifaceted personality, having taken part in the freedom movement, becoming deeply involved in the radical humanist movement, and maturing into an activist of social change. Even before the government had taken up the family planning program actively, she practiced family planning counseling in her own dispensary over a long span of 42 years. In 1964, she was responsible for an innovation that is using IUD as an OPD procedure in a small clinic in a simplified manner. To channelize these activities, she founded in 1964 an organization called Stri Hitkarni, located in the midst of the socio-economically deprived areas of the urban poor in metropolitan Mumbai, and concentrated in providing medical relief and help to the downtrodden, destitute women and children. During the last 30 years, this institution has developed into a multifaceted women's organization for improving the quality of human life and the status of women under the banner of free, full and healthy life for women. Dr. Parikh has documented the various practices of family planning, community care, health services, and has edited a Marathi version of the unique international health publication, Where There Is No Doctor. During the Holocaust of the Mumbai riots in November-December 92, and in the subsequent bomb blast in March 93, Dr. Parikh did outstanding work, demonstrating at the same time national and secular spirit by visiting areas infected by communal passion and developing the self-help project through Artists to End Hunger. Relief work is arranged for refugees from all riot-affected areas, and appliances were also supplied in order to enable them to lead a normal life. Dr. Parikh has won several awards, including the Women of the Year Award 88, Distinguished Humanist Award 88, and Award for Social Service 1990.
As a woman, I felt that in this society, woman is the most oppressed and neglected section of the system. And one has to work for them, because I many times think why we are not progressing. And when I found out that 50%, and I'm sorry to say we are not 50%, women are 50% here. Women are only 46.5% in this country. So this section of the women or the population is completely neglected. And yet, every woman is supposed to be the teacher of the child. That is the teacher of the whole society. And if that person is neglected, that person is ignorant, then no doubt the whole society is going to be. So the first emphasis has to be not only because we are oppressed or because we are women or because we are downtrodden, but because we are human beings. The development of the human women in this country has to be given the first priority. And if 50% of the population, if the 50% of a very vital population, I would say, is not discarded or not treated as inferior human beings, then I think we will progress very fast. Because community development, after all, depends on the individuals of which the community is made of. And if a woman develops, she will develop a whole family, and that is our experience, that is my experience. That when you put an enlightened woman in the family, the whole family comes up. And then when I started thinking what a woman needs to develop, first she needs an education. We cannot put all the women in the school and colleges now. So let us start a non-formal education drive. And that is exactly what we did on our institution. Education for life, education for family planning, education, child care, health, legal education, all sorts of education. Then comes family planning. Woman has to accept contraception. To my mind, contraception has given woman the highest freedom. It has broken the vicious circle of her life. And that is why if she can control her reproduction, then she can be free. I am not looking at the family planning program as a program of putting down the numbers. I am looking at it as a freedom movement for women. The women would be more free if they accept family planning, if they can control their reproduction. And that is one of the things. Then the third thing comes up that every individual must have income of her or his own. Just as men have their pride, we also must have our pride. And the third, or the fourth and most important thing is the decision-making power. Decision-making power at home, but decision-making power in the community also. We want that, and we have to get it. Nobody gives anything. We have to take it. And development of the personality is the only way of taking up the decision-making power, and women can develop that. Women have to develop their self-confidence. Women have to develop their decision-making power and then ask for this place. I always say that let us not use our resources for human development, but let us not use human resources for development, but let us use our resources for human development. And that is exactly what I want to do. Let us grow together. Because men and women, we are thinking of seeming together. And if we grow together, I think we will be doing well. Thank you very much.